At the same time, there has been an absolutely incredible both acknowledgement, finally, let's say, from the Pod Save America bros about Biden's feebleness, about how he should probably drop out of the race, on top of then a very snipey and catty response from the Biden campaign. So let's go ahead and listen to the first take from the Pod Save America bros from the debate.
But the most important job Joe Biden has as president of the United States is to beat Donald Trump. And unfortunately, he went into this debate he was behind. His job was to overcome that dynamic and changed it. He emphasized it. And for the same sense of decency and empathy and patriotism that led Joe Biden to run, I believe this is a moment to at least have a big open conversation about whether the best thing he can do for America to end his presidency as the success it deserves to be is whether or not he should step aside. And already I know, because the stakes are so high, you see people afraid to have that conversation, and fine. But what I don't appreciate is people immediately saying, well, we know Joe Biden won't step aside. We know Joe Biden won't do this.
The panic is real. It's happening. I almost feel like it is underselling it or minimizing it to call it panicking or like bedwetting.
Yes, but I think, John, what you're getting at here is I think the reason this felt so dispiriting and so important is because the way in which he lost this debate at a time when he needed to change the dynamic makes us very, very concerned that he cannot change the dynamic in any other setting, that he is not the person to make this argument for himself or against Donald Trump.
I just feel like we're now all like grading on a curve. Everything's relative, but it's like, hello, we all saw this, right?
Well,
right?
that's I'm not going to be convinced that I did. Don't tell me my eyes are lying. I saw what I saw.
Well, that's about as far as they can go for criticism. Let's put this up there on the screen. Immediately, though, the Biden campaign absolutely loses it and puts out this email. They say, hi, folks, if you're like me, you're getting a lot of texts or calls about the state of the race. Maybe it was your panicked aunt, your MAGA uncle, or some self-important podcasters. It is a tough position to be in. So I thought it might be helpful to send you a few responses. Yes, the debate started rough, but voters saw what a threat Donald Trump is to the country. Self-important podcasters. Now, I personally take that a little bit personally. Listen, you could cast aside all you want. It's not just self-important podcasters. It's your own favorite television show. It's the New York Times. It's Thomas Friedman, the people who you love and adore, who you hold up as your greatest advisors and as the true intelligentsia of the country. If anything, the self-important podcasters are playing it down a little bit. Let's put the next one up there on the screen because that really hits it home. You can see here that John Favreau, Obama's former speechwriter, Pod Save Bro himself, he pretty much walks it back. He says, I'm just going to say it again. I love Joe Biden. He saved democracy in 2020. His legislative record is arguably the most consequential of any president, including my former boss. And right now, there is nothing more important than defeating Trump. It seems like Biden and his team think that despite what we all saw, the president is the best candidate to do that. Like we have said on the pod, that's their call. And if they stick with it, we'll certainly keep doing everything humanly possible to help re-elect the president, including encouraging hundreds of thousands of volunteers who helped elect Biden again to donate their time and money to winning in November. Stakes are too high to do anything else. So they even walk it back. You're also seeing an incredible effort by the Biden campaign to shut down voters themselves expressing concern about the age. Let's put this up there on the screen. You see here views from the New York Times where New York Times reporter Simon Levian went to a Las Vegas rally for Vice President Harris. At that, he was followed around by a Nevada Biden campaign staffer and twice asked that voters end their interviews when comments began to turn critical of Biden. One undecided voter said he wished that Biden would step aside and let Kamala be the presidential nominee. The staffer immediately interrupted, saying, I'm going to stop that here. Sorry, if I can. It's a Biden event. Is that okay? No, it's not okay, lady. I don't know or mister. I don't know who the hell you think you are. You don't shut down voters who are attending your campaign event talking to the press of their own free will. If you want a press conference or you want to control, you're welcome to put your candidate up. Otherwise, who do you think you are shutting down? Voters themselves, people who support you, allegedly, or at least support your party from expressing their beliefs. But that's what the modern Democratic Party party really is all about. Let's go to the next part. As I alluded to, President Biden's family is urging him to stay in the race. The strongest voice is the literal crack addict, Hunter Biden. I would just say, whenever your closest advisor is a genuine person addicted to crack cocaine and your son with a direct financial interest, probably not the best person to rely on. And then finally, whenever it comes to all of this, it's just a validation of so many of the things that we've brought you on this show. From the moments of the G7, from all of the reporting from behind the scenes. This is one where I just had to take a small victory lap before we get to our interview with Alex Thompson. Put this up there. We have elevated reporting like this now for years about behind the scenes, people who have interacted with Biden at the highest levels, including more recently at the G7, saying he is the worst he has ever been. The Wall Street Journal, which was viciously attacked by Morning Joe, by the mainstream media and others for reporting the obvious that Biden behind the scenes has lost a step and shocks people, for exposing many of the people who on the record, like KJP, his press secretary, say, I can barely keep up with him, and the young people, it's so difficult to even, keep up with this step. Everything has been validated that we have brought here, but it is clear that people are bending the knee and they will go along with this gamble, perhaps one of the most colossal gambles in modern American history, to take somebody so lacking for the job and to basically try and drag him across the finish line. Hey, if you like that video, hit the like button or leave a comment below. It really helps get the show to more people.
And if you'd like to get the full show ad-free and in your inbox every morning, you can sign up at breakingpoints.com.
That's right. Get the full show, help support the future of independent media at breakingpoints.com.